What's up, guys? Derek from moreplates.moredates.com. Today we're going to be talking about, in general, getting rid of approach anxiety. So, obviously, a very thorough post and video would need to be done to cover this in depth, but this is going to be a very general, quick explanation of what I think is the proper protocol for killing this anxiety, because a lot of guys, what's hindering them, especially in a social aspect, from maximizing the quality of their life and talking to women and stuff like that, is their approach anxiety, which is extremely prevalent in current times due to this generation's complete, betaization, essentially. So as far as what things can be, done, I think two things: baby steps and staying accountable. Those are two things that I think are in the entire world, will make the entire world of difference. So by baby steps, what I mean is completely thrusting yourself into a social situation that, seems terrifying right now, is likely not possible for most guys. And this is why most guys fail, because they think it's a do or die thing. They either, talk to women or they don't. What I think the best way of doing it is baby steps, because this is what is going to get you from point A to point Z without trying to jump through the rest of the letters, without doing them. So what I mean by that is the final goal is being able to talk to any attractive woman whenever you want, no matter the situation, without spiking your anxiety levels to the point where it's going to prevent you from, talking to her and hitting on her. So let's just say, first thing you could do, this is just, going off the top of my head, this isn't like a set in stone thing, but by baby steps, I mean you do things that are outside of your social comfort zone every single day in small increments. So then by the time you've worked your way up to social situations that are rivaling that of hitting on an attractive woman, you can actually do it. So first thing, something like ask a stranger for the time. That's not too hard. You can probably do that. A lot of guys can probably do that. Or holding the door open for someone. Saying, "How's your day?" to a random person in the elevator. Saying, giving a compliment to somebody, which is probably like higher on the scale of difficulty than the other ones. But this is an example of like a tapering up kind of thing. So, being able to say, "How's the weather?" to a random stranger. Even that for some people is quite difficult, believe it or not. So, or you might fall into that boat, and there's no shame in that, but it's just being able to get past that and move on to the next, steps in accordance, so you can actually get to that end goal. Because going from point A to point Z, like I said, is near impossible for most guys, and that's why most guys need to have, half of a bottle of vodka in their system before they can actually have a conversation with a woman. So you don't want to be that guy. You want to be able to actually be, at the grocery store and you see somebody that you'd be interested in. You want to be able to go talk to her, right? So this is what you need to do, in my opinion. Baby steps. And as far as staying accountable, this is just as important, because it's so easy to do something well one day, 2 days, 3 days in a row, but it's not habitual yet. So, you could, give yourself a pat on the back for saying, how's the weather, or what do you think, how was your weekend, or something like that to some random stranger. But then the next day you fall off, and then you're back to square one because you're not consistently doing this. What you want to do is you want to have a logbook, ideally, and make yourself accountable. So you want to have, okay, day one, I have to do this today. This is my goal. I have to say, do you know where the closest Starbucks is to one person, or something like that? So that would be, a goal for today. And then if you fail that, I want you physically write it out on paper in a logbook, is what I'm saying, not just in your head, because it's very easy to fall off in your head and then be like, "Oh shit, I fucked up." But if it's physically on paper, you are more accountable. You want to have goals laid out for each day, and then each week, ideally, until you have, reached your end goal. And then you can see physically and feel bad when you failed, if you fail. Because the way you want to set this up is it feels like you have to do it no matter what. You don't want to give yourself an out. You want to literally, I promise you, this is something I promise to any guy. You will feel more shitty not approaching an attractive woman and kicking yourself about it than you would if you actually hit on her and got brutally rejected by her. I promise you, the feeling of missed opportunity is 100 times worse feeling than a feeling of rejection. Trust me on that. Like, you could go get... I remember the first time I ever approached somebody. It was when I was 19. I hit on some girl in the grocery store, and I got rejected. And I went out smiling. I was so stoked because I did it. And that you will too, trust me. It's the feeling of not doing it and being like, oh, like, that girl was cute and I could have gone and talked to her and I didn't. And I fucked up. That's the feeling you don't want to have. So literally, day 1, day 2, day 3, I need to do that. I need to do this. I need to do that. Check it off when you do it. Physically on paper. That is how you're going to get to where you want to be. That is how you stay accountable, and that's how you get to the end goal. So, and then even once you get to that end goal, you make a new, checklist of days where you have to do such and such. And this is how you can progress in a social aspect. It's like bodybuilding too. It's like, oh, well, I benched 225 for 8 last week, so I have to do 9 this week. And then, you check it off when you do it, kind of thing. It's like a logbook. Exactly the same. So, anyways, that's a quick overview of exactly what I would tell a newbie of how to do it without, making him want to kill himself, because that is, just telling a guy, like, man up and, like, do it, just go hit on her. Like, it doesn't work. You have to take a very slow, steady approach to this and do little things that are, relatively easy in contrast to the end goal. Like, going up to, even doing the same goal in different scenarios would prove different levels of difficulty. Like going up to, like, an old man and being like, how's the weather, versus saying, not how's the weather, maybe don't say that, just say, like, how's your day going, or what, how was your weekend, or something like that. Saying that to an old guy at the mall versus saying it to an attractive woman at, wherever, is obviously a huge difference in difficulty level from a guy with social anxiety. So even doing the same things, just different scenarios, are going to prove a world of difference, and you can, utilize that in, your progression. So keep that in mind. There's no set in stone way to do this. That's just how I do it, and that is pretty much what I did when I was younger. So hope that was helpful. I will at some point cover this in far more detailed explanations. It's just I haven't had the time to do something like that. But yeah, anyways. Hope you guys like this video anyways. Please like, subscribe. Check out my blog, moreplates.com. Subscribe there. Talk to you guys soon.